You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Two Gems and a Mic. I am your girl LD. I got my girl the Diva. What's going on, Tanisha?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
How you
doing.
doing?
We both fighting colds. I'm doing well. How
I
you
know what
feel?
I'm saying. I'm a little bit better. A little
Good.
bit better. How about you?
Good.
I know you
I'm
struggling
hanging
with
in
stomach
there.
cold.
I'm hanging in there. What's up, Darren, Mr. Mike, aka right?
Hey, just trying to avoid this heat out here.
It
Oh,
came
man.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's rather warm here in Maryland too. Tanisha, what you got there, Texas? It's hot.
It's Hades. It's Hades.
I know everybody got hit by some
It's
storms
hot.
out there. You're not dealing with the storms, are you? That
No,
nasty
I'm
weather.
not.
It's
No.
about Chicago. What about you, Darren?
we've been having some tornado watches, so I mean,
Right.
I hate to see the little crawler above the games and stuff. Like, man, put that, take that to the
And
secondary channel.
they right. They don't take it down.
No, they don't, and we really hate watching that stuff too. So,
Yeah, they don't try to remove it. Yeah, I saw a lot of storms, so just stay safe. Let's jump in because we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna start with the WNBA. They're in the Commissioner's Cup, but overall, I don't know. For me right now, it's like the two teams to beat are Vegas. I love New York, that's my team, but Vegas and Minnesota, and Minnesota doesn't even have Nafisha Kala. What are y'all thinking?
I would
I
tend to agree. I
mean,
mean, I would definitely say Minnesota. I think they've only lost 2 games, and the Aces, started off a little slow to start the season off, but they've been on point ever since. I think they're second overall. So, no, I would agree, but also I would say, a team not to overlook would be Atlanta as well. With the addition of Angel Reese down there, they've really been looking real good with her.
I agree. I like your top three there for sure. And New York Liberty, I think Sabrina Nescu hasn't played yet, so I'm expecting them to do something when she comes back. They had a good game.
Well, she has played. She
Well,
because she did
played
ruin
one game.
well, I slipped that one day. I told you
Yeah,
about.
she
Yeah,
did
but
play one game, and she wasn't
yeah.
healthy. So I would say, when I say she hasn't played, she hasn't. She been out there. She been out there. What you got, Tanisha?
no, I mean, I think the Lynx team, that team is looking great to me, and the Aces always look good. So
Yeah.
those you can't go wrong with either one of those.
Nah, in the last couple of games they haven't had Kennedy Carter, but right now for me, I would say if I had to pick, I couldn't go out for no MVP. I couldn't go out. The only thing I could go out right now, and if I had to say Rookie of the Year, would be Olivia Miles if she continues and stays healthy. Um, she stepped into a perfect situation in Minnesota, and
Yeah,
like she's been there.
I saw a video clip where when Nafisa crowned her. I can't remember.
Yeah, they're crowning everybody after the Commissioner's Cup. Whoever that
Yeah,
player of the game is, get that. Yeah, yeah. So she played
yeah,
great.
she's a baller, man. I mean, obviously, watching the first play when she was in the backcourt, I forgot who her teammate was up in Notre Dame, but then when she transferred and played her senior year down here at TCU in the Big 12, man, just then getting a chance to see her in person during the Big 12 tournament, then seeing her when they had the exhibition game here from Minnesota here in Kansas City, just seeing her just like, man, she's going to be one of those budding superstars. I guess the best compliment I can give by her is that she goes all out every game. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't, she's someone who, to me, doesn't cheat the fans. Like she goes out, she plays hard, she leaves everything out there on the court, and she gives it her all. I mean, that's all you can really ask for too. So, she doesn't cheat the fans.
She hasn't turned it off. She hasn't turned it off since college.
Correct.
She's gonna give you 1,000%. You love
Yeah.
it. You love it. I mean, it's a couple of players that are looking good. For me, one thing, Atlanta, concerns me was the inconsistency. I see Ryan Howard some games she's doing good, and then other games, it's like what happened. So I just need more consistency from her. And she was like
That's
that
what I
in
was looking.
college to me. Just be more aggressive. She could do it. It's just like some games she may sit back, but I'm looking for that.
It's funny you said it because you and I had an argument last week about Asia Woods. I was like, man, I need a little bit more, on the rebounding side.
Right,
And then,
right.
yeah, but hold on, but then, hey, these last few games, she been playing with a triple double out here in these streets.
Yeah,
So
she was. I don't even think they realized she was. Oh, good lord! She was one short. She was one short. She was a rebound short. No, assist. Right?
yeah, she had 34. I think 34, 15, and 9.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, come on, y'all. I should have set her up for one, but no. And that was the game too where she had gone over 6,000 point fastest to 6,000, which is crazy. Yeah,
And
she's
then
doing
also her
work.
teammate Chelsea Gray passed her coach Becky Hammond an assist too last week
Yeah,
too.
they
So
both passed Becky. Yeah,
yeah.
Becky was rolling up in practice with some old WNBA.
But didn't Angel break a rebound record or something?
Yeah, she's got
Probably.
somebody's rebound record. Yeah.
Yeah,
She'll probably
she
break
just
it
broke
again
one.
tonight, whatever it is.
Yeah, Angel's leading the league in rebounds because she's getting them and she's starting to be more consistent, putting stuff back up. So if she cleans that up during the year, but I think it'll definitely make an impact in the playoffs. Nalissa Smith is doing her thing too. Some things that she never got an opportunity to do, but I just Minnesota Lynx all the way around, and they're playing without Collier is like, whoa, you can only go up.
Mhm.
The
Because
one
Natasha
team,
Howard she's a beast. I don't know. I guess they didn't want to pay her in Indiana because I wouldn't have let her go.
it's funny you say that because that's I was going with. The team that I'm most concerned about is the Indiana Fever. I know they're sitting in the middle of the pack.
Really?
The record, well, 6-5. I mean,
Yeah.
it seemed like Caitlin is almost an afterthought, so to speak, and I never thought it'd be because we haven't nobody's even mentioned her until I just brought it up now. So it was like, and we really haven't talked about it much this season. No, I'm saying, but I'm saying,
I just said
people
I
No, I got
was
what you're
gonna
saying.
get on All-Star voting and stuff. People
Yeah,
voting.
I
for it.
think I wouldn't consider her, if you're playing them, an afterthought. But she ain't. She's still
Her defense.
marketable and all that other stuff. But she ain't that person.
Well, no,
this
I
year. Is
guess
that
my
what you
biggest
mean?
thing, I guess them being 6-5, I would have just thought with her and Kelsey Mitchell, I just thought that, Aaliyah Boss, I just thought that they'd have a better record than what they are right now, 6-5.
Mitchell is
I know she missed a game or two, and they, been up and down, and of course, some of the stuff we saw on social media between her and the head coach, I just didn't know how, if any of
How
that
much
was
that's
affecting their
impacting?
play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boston,
that's all I mean.
maybe
Boston. Go
I
ahead,
don't
Tanisha.
know, but no, I don't know if that's affecting the team because maybe they're already used to. I think ever since Caitlin been in the league, she kind of been a little spicy or whatever, from jump. But I mean, Mitchell balling out. I mean, I don't know how.
Mitchell's doing her thing. Boston to me is not 100% yet.
Yeah,
She
that's
goes
what I've
out,
been
you see
thinking.
her on the sideline, you see him wrapping her leg. She had that lower leg injury with unrivaled this year. So I think she's still coming back slowly, but I definitely don't count them out. I know some people say, oh, they will win the championship because of what they did last year. They were one game away with the Aces. I don't see that. I don't. I mean, I watched how the Liberty walked them down. They had a good lead on the Liberty, and the Liberty walked them down and won that game. But you dealing with Brianna Stewart, so she's a different kind of beast right there. But we'll see. I mean, that's not to dismiss any of the other teams. I think the NBA, the WNBA is having a good showing this year. There's some teams that are struggling. I look at Seattle. Seattle hasn't been at 100% with their team yet, so ain't no telling what they'll do. So.
And one
Well,
other thing.
Who you think is in the MVP race right now, Linda?
Well, Asia's always in the MVP race.
Collier?
No, Kanye ain't played yet.
I would say Olivia Miles, even as a rookie, would be up in there.
You could put her. You could definitely put her in that conversation. I mean,
And I
Kelsey
would
Plum,
say Angel
from
Reese
scoring, you could put it in
with
that conversation.
Well,
Brittany,
well, I
you're
would
not.
also say Angel Reese too.
Angel's not
Just-
gonna get in the conversation, and I think why do I think? Because she's not even in the top 5 in scoring. And then when you got like that's what's gonna get Angel points. And Angel's gonna create her own points off of rebounding. So she's not
she
just
hustles.
thing to go to for scoring. And I think that's the only thing that's going to would hold her back.
Well, my pushback to that would be is that how has she impacted the winning thus far when it comes to the dream?
Her team.
Yeah, her team.
Oh, I think she's definitely had a positive impact.
No,
but
I'm saying
yeah.
and I'm saying to that point, I'm saying that would but that's in the totality of an MVP. Just because again, the Aces didn't they didn't start off well last season, and it wasn't until I think after the All-Star break that that they started picking up when they went on like a 19-1 thing to end the season, and Asia Wilson started playing better because she wasn't playing well the first half of last season. She picked everything up and then ran away with the MVP race towards the end, based off of how Aces were playing and her impact in the winning and stuff like that. So I'm saying, I mean, the Dream were good. They were obviously a playoff team last year, but I'm saying, but if you look at some of the games, especially some of the recent games that Angels played in, I mean, she's impacted the way they're winning as it relates to not only obviously the rebound stuff like that, but her assists has picked up a lot too. Her assists have picked up, getting other people points and stuff, by her generating. I don't want to say generate often, but with her assisting, kicking the ball out and and assisting or whatever. Because again, I think she had like 6 or 7 assists in the last game. I mean, she be trying to
right, but that ain't all the time. You got to be consistent with it. I'm looking at the top 5, right, in statistics in points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game. If you can, or even blocks, steals, you can break into any of them top 5 or 2 of them top 5, then you got a chance. Angel ain't breaking into them now. You say most impactful for her team? Yeah, I can go that and say that for somebody else. Most impactful for the team, they're putting up the same kind of numbers she is. Because to me, Natasha Howard should be up there in that MVP
Okay,
race.
well, no, that's fine, but okay,
up,
okay. You got to remember what we just said. We're talking about who might be in the conversation. What I'm saying, because again, Olivia Miles is not leading the league in anything, but she's had an impact on the Minnesota Lynx and they're winning. I mean, they're number one. They're top of the league right now. So I'm saying Atlanta Dream is number 3. I mean, and well, actually, they're. Yeah, I mean they're tied for second, I guess, with the Aces with the best record in the league. I'm saying if Angel Reese isn't there, I don't think the Atlanta Dream has an 8-3 record. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And so winning factors into, and I mean they're not going to give Asia Wilson the MVP last year if the Aces had the same record as the Connecticut Sun.
No, of course not. I'm not even comparing it to a Connecticut Sun. You went to the last place team. So let's compare apples with apples, not apples and oranges.
Okay, but again,
that analogy doesn't fit for me. Make it make sense. Yeah, Asia, if they had come in second place, then the Fisher Collier would have got it because she was right there. So she would have got it. That makes more sense. But I think Angel has had a huge impact. I don't think she's an MVP player of the league. I don't think that. And we know that you can say how it should be.
We said top 5 conversation.
I don't think she's top 5.
Okay.
I can give you other players that I think are top 5. And Olivia Miles being one. Natasha Howard being another one. Right? Asia. Come on. I can give you a whole bunch more than that. But I do like what she's done for that team. Huh?
Natasha Howard plays for what team?
Minnesota.
Okay.
And she knocking it out. She killing
it. And hold on. And she came from Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're saying that she's in the top 5 based off of her coming from Indiana to Minnesota, but the same can't be said for Angel, who came from Chicago to Atlanta.
Absolutely, because I'm watching the
games.
That
don't make sense.
And I'm saying that makes a whole lot of sense if you're watching the games. Because if let me finish, because I'm gonna prove you wrong right here. If you take Natasha Howard off of that, they're not even close without her. They're not even close. If
the Minnesota Lynx is still a top team. What are you talking about? They were top team
without Natasha Howard because you don't have Nafisha Collier playing now. You ain't watching basketball.
Okay, I'm watching just as much basketball as you.
Who's going to step up for Natasha Howard? Who's going to give you them 20 points a game?
I got to look at their roster. But okay, hold on.
Then you ain't watching basketball. Nobody. Okay, we're going to move on from there.
Unless hold on. No. You tell me who is going to provide a double-double for the Atlanta Dream if Angel Reese ain't there?
Nobody.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody, but they're not the number one team.
Now we can move on.
They're not the number one team. You are compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges.
Okay. I mean, we literally did, but okay.
No, you didn't. Okay.
I mean, Angel has better stats than Howard, but she don't, I guess, but her impact is less.
We could go right. We could argue that back and forth, but what you just said was definitely not factual.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could look at it and tell you that's not factual. She got more rebounds per game, but no, she's not putting up more points than her per game.
What is Natasha putting up?
I tell you right here.
Oh, so you couldn't tell us right away.
You want her exact numbers? I can tell you they're more than hers. Huh?
I'm talking about what she putting up per game, Linda.
17.4.
And what Angel got?
Hold on. I got my glasses on. Y'all can look it up. Y'all can look it up like I can look it up. Angel's not even the top on her team. Alicia Gray and
she's
Brian Howard above Angel. Hold on.
Well, know what that means. That means they're getting the ball around. She's averaging 13.6.
Okay. So other ones are averaging 4 more points than her a game. What is your point? I'm not understanding what your point is.
What was Natasha averaging in Indiana last year?
Come on, Darren.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm just saying.
Come on,
I mean, she wasn't a huge factor in Indiana's success.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on because you definitely wasn't watching basketball.
Yeah, okay.
They just didn't want to pay her.
I'm the only one to pick the champion last year, so I think.
Come on, they didn't want to pay her. That's why she's not there. They couldn't afford to pay her. That's why she's not in Indiana. She was a huge. You remember they didn't have Caitlin Clark, and they almost beat the Aces. So you obviously were not watching.
It wasn't because of Natasha. It wasn't because of Howard. It was because of Kelsey Mitchell.
Right. And Kelsey Mitchell was guarding Asia Wilson and all them other ones, right? Okay. Come on, Darren.
Points.
Come on, Darren. I could sit here and argue with you all day long about that, and I could speak. Yeah, I can speak facts. I know the facts. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's move over there. Tanisha, your nephew did something, made some history. Talk about it.
Tell them to get, spot us a steak dinner down at the Prime 1587.
I know nothing. No more than you know.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what we know. So it's the largest contract, right? In history. $64 million a year, put them at $500 million, locked in till 2033. I think that's fantastic. I mean, he's earned
it's like a 504 guaranteed.
And what I did was listening to some commentators and putting stuff in perspective. I think it might have been Pat McAfee or somebody was saying, you had Dak making more a year, this person making more a year, that person, and they weren't even at one point. Kirk Cousins was making more a year. Tua more than him per year, and none of these people have done any of what he's done. And for him, you have to give him respect, especially if you're a Chiefs fan or whatever. But you give him that respect to say he earned his money. He just didn't say, "Give me my money," and he was about to win. So I give him the respect there. He was about team. Yeah. He's about team. So I don't know, Darren. I don't know if you got your soundboard, but I just say, hey,
he was. I mean, I think, he has been more than generous, and shuffling things around and making sure things get done. I mean, he deserves his money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he got it.
Yes.
I'm glad he got it. That's a rough sport to be in. So you need to be sitting real nice when you get ready to depart from that sport. So
right. And then all the stuff that he's doing, him and Brittany are doing outside of that,
charity,
setting people up. Yeah, the charity is fantastic. Setting their family up for generational wealth. So I think it's great. Yeah. And the Chiefs, of course, they're I think they're good. You're right there, but with giving him that on an injury year, I call it. You know what I'm saying? Would you see that happening with other players? You're coming. I don't know what you're going to do for me this year, but I'm going to sign you to that contract.
Dad got his money when he was injured, but but I'm just saying, I think what you see is that his rehab is coming along very well for them to be that confident to give him that money. That's probably the biggest. That's probably the biggest indicator that his rehab is coming along really, really well for them to just be that confident to make him once again the highest paid person in NFL history. So player in NFL.
Darren, why at this point? Why now?
I don't exactly know the why, but I mean, it was. I think it's just more as it relates to implications on the salary cap next year because they can't do anything with it this year. But
Okay.
it wasn't like it was a big topic of discussion. So it was just something that they felt like they needed to do. I mean, because essentially all it is they just added 2 years to his current
Right,
contract.
230 something million.
Yeah, so it wasn't like it was
239 million, I believe.
Yeah, so it wasn't like it was something that was pressing or whatever. So I mean, I don't know why I did it. I mean, I don't care why I did it. I'm glad he got his money. I mean, he was already making close to that anyway. And then with his outside ventures, it wasn't like he was going broke or anything.
Oh no,
so.
he wasn't hurt.
No.
He wasn't doing the Odell Beckham.
No, but he wasn't.
No,
but when you look at how many other quarterbacks were getting paid more money than him, I mean, the thing is to push the bar when you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and that's I think that's part of what they have to do to make sure that things keep the money keeps getting moving up, because unlike the other sports, it's not always all guaranteed. You know what I mean? So you got to push that bar and keep it moving. And I think he has an obligation to the other quarterbacks to do that. Once he starts falling down at the bottom of that bucket, because I think I looked a couple weeks ago and it was like 10 quarterbacks making more money than him.
But actually, I think that was better for Patrick, because what you want is that because he had already raised. Well, I think it was first Deshaun and then him that had raised the bar. What is, you want those other quarterbacks to actually surpass you. So when it is time for you to come, turn around. I mean, because look, what's the first thing everybody's going to say? He's underpaid, and so you see, like you said, you got all these quarterbacks being paid above. Now the flip side is that Patrick. And I don't want to say it worked for and against Patrick, but it worked for Patrick twofold, because you allow the market to dictate and to push your rate up eventually to where you will get back up there. But also, it allowed where at his current contract rate, it was allowing Kansas City to keep either certain players around him or be able to bring players in to keep that championship run as long as humanly possible. And so technically, like I said, he's not really seeing any new money until 2031. So it's just stuff that, again, it's kind of backloaded. So it's not, and this average API, all that average APY stuff, it is what it is. But it's just 2 years extension on his current contract. And so, I mean, it's cool because for the sake of conversations, for the sake of agents, for the sake of talk shows or whatever, you can say that Mahomes is the highest paid now at $64 million, and then whoever's the next quarterback up, like these rookies that are on their fourth or fifth year deals that coming out their contract where the team's going to have to re-sign them to a big deal. Now that's what they're going to be pushing towards Patrick's number, and trust me, because 2-3 years from now, Patrick will do another thing where it'll be $85 million.
Money,
so.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he don't cop me a steak dinner at Prime 15 cents, it's gonna be some trouble.
Hey, so other NFL roundups. So you said football teams are closing out their camps.
Yes, they're mandatory Mandy camps.
Okay. And what's up?
Yeah,
next
I saw that Deshaun and Shador splitting first team reps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have not. The coach has not named a starter, so they'll still be competing. And the same in Minnesota, they'll be competing going into training camp. And so Andy Reid.
Is that abnormal?
No, I mean, if you don't have a quarterback, if you don't have if you don't have a Patrick or some of these other quarterbacks, and and then also, if I remember correctly, the Seattle Seahawks are receiving their championship rings this evening as well. So,
okay,
yeah, and I think Michael Parsons also is he's working his contract right about now too as well.
His return is delayed, right, until October. I think it was anticipated that he would be back sooner, but now it's October, correct? That's his
which is
timeline.
crazy because I think he suffered his injury before Mahomes, and
They
so
suffered it right around the same, right there, right around the same
Right,
time.
I'm saying it wasn't much before
Yeah.
Pat because it was
Yeah.
like ACL, somebody else too because it was like they were dropping like flies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last year was a year of injuries.
Can't remember who the other one was, but there was one other person that had that ACL tear. It was like, good God, here we go.
Yeah, and then Rodgers is back, of course. You know that's always news.
Who, Aaron?
Pittsburgh. Aaron.
I don't get it. I mean, because then I mean, yeah, you need a stopgap, but that's all it is a stopgap. Because he ain't playing for, but like, go get you a quarterback.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that a lot of these teams are waiting for next year's draft. That's why they're using these quarters. Like literally, you think of Kyler Murray. I mean, I think he's on a 1-year deal. You look at even Malik Willis. Even though they signed him to a 2 or 3 year deal. If they're bad enough, they can get one of these quote unquote quarterbacks that's supposed to be a savior or whatever. Then move in that direction as well. Plus, it's essentially, I guess, cheaper to get one of these first round quarterbacks next year. So if you can get one,
who I'm looking forward to see play this year is Caleb Williams.
See if he has the same.
Yeah, I want to see if he continues the progress that he made.
And what is there anything that would make you?
I'm really looking forward to that.
Would anything make you lean one way or the other?
On his performance, you mean?
No, what if you had to guess what he was going to do? Is there something to say?
Oh, I think he's going to get better.
I think he can repeat. Okay,
I think he's going to get better. They're doing a great job of surrounding him by talent, and he's working well in that system.
That's the thing too. Let's see how he looks year 2 under Ben Johnson. That's going to be key to see his growth from year 1 because we saw what he was his rookie year. What
I don't even count his
be
there.
No, I know what I'm saying. What he could be, but that head coach, wasn't much of a head coach because he ended up getting fired as a defensive coordinator this past offseason. So
right.
So now, but we saw what he did under Ben Johnson. Now let's see what you did in the off season to get better with his playbook and whatever, and with the talent you got from last year that's still there, and the rookies. Let's see how you make them improve. So actually that's a good one, Tanisha, because you do want to see how he improves from being in that system 2 years in a row.
And that division, you see what Green Bay, because Green Bay, what are they going to do? Green Bay to me was
Jordan
somewhat of a it just wasn't. I don't know.
And it's funny because it's hard to say they were a disappointment because they played that classic game in the playoff against the Bears, and somebody had to lose, and then of course the Bears the following week had that matchup against the Rams that went down to the wire too. So.
Yeah. But no, that's why I stopped. I stopped short of saying this. I was like, they just were, because I can't say a disappointment because they played a good team. I don't know. That division is one of those to watch. But I'm sure once the season starts, we'll be like, oh, there's a whole bunch, and we'll start covering those. But yeah,
I would say.
Anybody know what's up with Danny Dime?
No, I don't. Be honest with you, I haven't
heard Indiana.
I don't.
You talking about with Indy?
Yeah.
No.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything. It's been very, very quiet. I guess as we get close, even with camp, right now, I wasn't fully into it because I'm into what we're getting ready to talk about next. But yeah, that's something
because he tore his Achilles, and that's a hard injury to come back from.
I would say though,
okay. We can get into it.
Yeah. No, I'm not even. I'm just laughing now, but I'm not even talking trash because I'm not even. Yeah, go ahead, Darren.
No, I was going to say, one team I'm interested to see if they can have a repeat performance, so to speak, on the field is the New England Patriots. Obviously, with the distraction with the head coach off the field, bringing in A.J. Brown, I want to see what kind of improvements, if any, that the Patriots, because they had the worst schedule in the NFL last year based off of their, the year before where they had the worst record. So I'm definitely interested to see whether or not that they're able to sustain what they were, or at least try to get someone close back to repeating. And then also, the season didn't end well for Houston and that quarterback, C.J. Stroud. So,
he cut his hair. He looking good. He ready. He got them braids. He a whole new man.
I mean,
I'm
well,
just teasing.
let's hope
I'm
he
just
plays that way.
teasing.
No,
Huh?
no, but I'm saying no, but that's fair. I
But
mean, so, again, for me, depending on how the year ended with some of these teams and players, I want to see if
How
they
they come
really
back.
got in the lab this offseason to saying to do the things that's
Mhm.
going to be necessary for them and their teams to get better.
Okay.
That's what I want to see.
I agree.
you know
Tanisha,
what?
one
You
more.
know,
You're like,
where is
we're
the
gonna close
dude?
with the
One more.
football, huh? You
Huh?
got the last point on NFL. Go ahead.
No, what the guy that was the starter before Danny came and took his job.
Anthony Richardson,
Yeah, where is
Remember, he
he?
had the
Is he
eye
still?
issue and all
he's
that.
still on the
Yeah,
team.
Yeah, he's still
still on
there.
team.
But yeah, his
Okay,
eye
he
was
just
messed
got
up. There
something
was
with
a
his
lot going on. Yeah,
he
with
broke his
injuries.
orbital bone or something. Okay,
Yeah, something
all
crazy,
right,
and that was in warm-ups.
Lord, and it's a big man too.
Yeah,
Sometimes they
yeah.
just, I don't know,
It
rap
ain't your
simple.
time. It ain't your
Yeah,
time, and
just
if you wait when your
sensitive.
time come, it might just be just right. So we'll see.
Mm.
All right, let's talk about people's time and who they. Let's move over to
And
the
Bryce too.
NBA.
And Bryce.
Huh?
And Bryce. I'm looking forward to Bryce too. I'm sorry. You know I
Okay.
love Bryce.
All right, we're gonna look. Let's talk about the NBA Finals. I don't know. You
All
want to go
right.
backwards, or you want to go from Game 1 to where we are now? How you want to talk about it?
I
Or
think
just
we
We
talk
talk
just
about
about it from
totality.
can
whatever?
we
I don't.
just talk about the
I
last
had time to
game?
talk
I
about the
don't want
whole
Okay, so we
series.
just talk about the
let's talk
last
about
game. That's what
last
you want to talk
night.
about last night?
No, we talk about
Talk
the
about
series in
last
general.
Let's
night.
talk about the series in general. Give me your two. Go ahead, Tanisha. You Spurs
Serious.
fan. Give us your take on the both of y'all going with Spurs. Y'all got the Spurs beating.
My take on last night game is simple. The point guard forgot how to play basketball.
No, the head coach
That's
just
my
didn't head
take.
The head
coach.
coach didn't coach. I
And
think he had to.
I was gonna get on him too.
Okay.
I was gonna get on. You don't wait until it's 16-0 run to call a timeout. I don't understand what we're doing. I mean, it's all kinds of tomfoolery going around. I mean, you got he kicked throwing the ball behind people. Hell, you get the breakaway layup and instead of running around in a circle or whatever to get to get your foul, you decide to go up and try to make a shot.
So
at
let
the
me ask you a
last minute.
question. You don't agree with what he said? I don't agree with it because he didn't know. He obviously didn't know where OG was, but he said he was doing it because he wanted to push them to get a three. So he thought he was gonna make it a layup and force them to have to be up by 3 points. And if they tied it, so what?
Yeah, but the thing is, he could
That
have waited
doesn't
to get
make any
fouled.
sense. He could have ended the game.
But
If all you're doing,
them
all you're
fouls
doing
wasn't
is
guaranteed. Them foul shots wasn't guaranteed. Well, nothing was
Well,
guaranteed because
obviously
he
the
missed the
layup,
layup.
wasn't guaranteed either.
Right, that's what I said.
you ain't
Obviously,
never
the
you
layup wasn't
ain't
guaranteed.
wait,
But
my
he
hold
said
up.
he
You
thought.
telling me you telling me that he didn't have enough it's eighth graders that
I'm
know
trying
to
to
do
get a
that.
man the
Man.
benefit of the doubt. I don't agree with it. I
Just
don't agree with
stop.
what he did.
Don't he the oldest person on the team, the highest paid on the team, and he played
He
like the
ain't the
worst
oldest,
person on
but
the
yeah.
team.
He is the oldest on the
I
team.
mean, just
No, he's not the oldest. Harrison
that's
Barnes
just
is.
not. There is nothing about what he
Harrison
did.
Barnes.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
there's nothing. He
not
old
somebody
is what I'm
on the team.
saying.
Yeah.
There's nothing about what he did that made sense to me at all.
Okay.
I done tried to flip it in many ways I can in my head to figure out what he thought he was trying to do, but he just messed up. He choked.
But
He just messed
did
up.
that call? Now we always go back to, and I've said this on every team.
The backcourt.
This and that. No. The backcourt. What?
When the dude went back,
It wasn't a backcourt violation. You probably need to check the rules. If your 2 feet are still on the other side and that ball is over, it's not a backcourt.
He went all the way over there, Linda.
No, he didn't.
And came back.
You can go back and look at it. He did not. His feet were still there, and then they called a foul. So it was not a backcourt.
I thought they called a timeout.
No, they fouled him. What's his name came back, and then Fox came back and intentionally.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because
Please go back and look at it because I'm not making it up. Because I was looking at it too, and I said, "Oh," and then somebody came out with the rule saying if his 2 feet were still on the other side, even though the ball wasn't, which I have never heard of that, and I have not looked it up. So people are probably gonna check me on that. But that's what they said. So look at that play when you get a chance because yeah. But no, but they did intentionally foul to stop the play. So they did intentionally foul him, which I didn't understand that but it is what it is. I just didn't understand why San Antonio was shooting threes. I think that's what killed them to even allow New York back in the game.
Yeah, the coach killed him because he
Right.
should
You gotta
have.
call timeout and say
They were
we
tired.
ain't shooting no more threes.
They were tired as hell, shooting threes for no reason. Just playing sloppy in general. Like the coach wasn't calling time. I mean, it was just tomfoolery in this finals. Like it was hard to watch. I mean, I thought I was gonna stroke out. I just couldn't believe what was going down, and I knew it when they were up by 7. The game was over. I called it in. I said, "This is over with. They done lost this game. It don't make no sense whatsoever." And then they still had chances to win. They just, like I said, Fox. I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you one thing, boy. I wouldn't have wanted to be in that locker room.
No, I mean, they have to look at themselves as a collective, right? And I think it's a part of youth on the coaching staff. I think it's a part of youth on the team, because somebody has to stop and say, damn, we just shot 8 threes and we ain't making none of them. We need to chill out. They got real confident and real cocky in the first half of that game, talking trash, Wemby talking, running his mouth. I'm in your head. And here you are, Mr. Clutch, and you missed 2 clutch free throws. So who's in your head? You in your own head. You tired and all that. So the youth came out because I think what they wanted to do is put the dagger. We always say, put your foot in a team's neck, right? But you could have did that taking 2s. You didn't have to be all 3s. But that was it. And you're not thinking, oh, this is dwindling down. But, I mean, one game. That was one game. They learned from them, and I'm sure we'll see what's going to happen when they go back. Darren,
they done lost every game the same way. Lead. And they ain't learned.
They've been leading in the fourth quarter on all games. I do agree there.
Leading in the fourth quarter and losing every time.
Well, they've had double-digit leads in every game too. So
yeah. We had double-digit leads that we blew. Mm-hmm. So we had a double-digit lead the last game, and we blew that. In spite of what was going on.
This series is over. They lost it last night.
You think it comes back to New York or it ends in San Antonio?
Ends in San Antonio.
Think so? Darren, what you think?
I think they could make it to a game 6. I think the crowd, the energy that they'll get from the crowd versus being on the road, it's interesting because some of the starters and some of the role players who played well on the road in the first 2 games didn't do diddly squat in Madison Square Garden. I'm looking at like Landry Shamet, Mikal Bridges, you know what I'm saying, and those players. So perhaps they play better when they get to San Antonio, but it's hard for me to think that, and it's not impossible, but it's just hard for me to think that they'll squander a double-digit lead if they're able to get one, especially that I mean I don't know. Obviously, the double-digit lead is 10 or more, so it just depends on where they're at.
10 ain't nothing, right? Quarter. Do you count 10? Yeah. What you saying?
That's what I'm saying. So it just depends on how the flow of the game is. If they can. But again, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed more so in the head coach. I mean, he did some good in-game adjustments in Game 3, Game 4. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be up by 29, 30 some points, it felt like at one time. At the half, and then I mean, they talked about it, and in real time, watching it, you're like, it's funny. I was talking to my homegirl who has the Discord. We do the parlays and everything, and she didn't even want to do a halftime clip. I'm like, you forget your Knicks do be coming back. I'm like, they came back against Cleveland when they were down 24 points, even though they're down by a few more, whatever. Really, Tanisha, you gotta get that taken care of.
You got background people.
Yeah,
in and out.
But but the craziest thing is that I always felt like even as big as that halftime it was, I was like, the Knicks can still come back and win this, because I'm like, they're not going to bench the players, one, because it's the finals. So you're not just going to just forfeit the second half to the So it's like yeah, I can see them coming back. I didn't know they wouldn't come back to that extent to where they only score like 30-some points or 29 points in the second half or whatever. But no, I mean they can win Game 5. I mean, it just depends on how they come out and how Wemby plays. And again, I fall back on the coach, like the live in-game adjustments that he's not doing, or that he's failing to see, because there was no reason to be sitting Dylan Harper for like 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Like,
he's been doing that the whole series,
and which again, I just I don't. Again, those are
coaching. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing.
Again,
I don't. I'm with you there. But I'm happy that he's doing it. Because I'm gonna tell you, Brown was about to put Tracy Morgan in the game. Cause he was playing whoever he saw.
He was
Tracy
trying
Morgan
to,
was
yeah.
about to come off the bench, and Tracy was ready.
And,
So
Mike Brown, to his credit, you know, like I say, he's done very well with it, because if you look at it, obviously Brunson was getting handled by Castle, and you know, with all the defenders that they were going 94 feet on, but with him putting Alvarado
yeah.
as well, you know, saying it kind of relieved the pressure, because you had two ball handlers in there that, you know, saying so he wasn't going 94 feet. On offense. Now the one thing I did not like about how Brunson played, and you go from game to game, but you know, obviously in game in game 3, you know, he was kind of shooting too much and not getting Cat involved. But as you and I have always said, Linda, for me, it's always like when it comes to Cat, like, man, you know, these stupid fouls, and again, those, you know, 2 fouls right off the bat in the first
That
quarter.
one foul wasn't on him. So
that was weird, because I thought he was going to the free throw, and the next thing you know, he's on the bench. I'm like, what?
Right.
And I guess they overturned.
Yeah, because they said that he hooked him, but his arm was away.
He hooked him.
Huh?
I mean, he did hook him,
His
but
arm never came in. Wemby had his arm tucked in there and kept it in there and rode him all the way down. Towns' arm was away from his body.
He got hooked, Linda.
Girl, please.
He got hooked.
You can believe that. Wemby be doing some suspect stuff on that court.
And I sent you the footage of the guy going back all the way back, like I said he did.
No, he didn't.
You
ain't send me no footage of that, because there ain't no such footage.
On your phone. I sent the footage.
Ain't no such footage, Tanisha. I watched that game.
I sent the footage to you.
How many times? They told my Fox didn't need to foul him. Come on, Tanisha, you not believing that? You ain't believing that. So here's a key too, and the referees are absolutely horrible from a perspective that they don't even. It's key things on a game that they're not even paying attention to. So I don't even know what. Okay, I'm looking at this while we talking, because I want to see what you're talking about. The very last play of the game, when they inbounded the ball, it was 1.2 seconds left. Right? So you'll realize that. And so it was Towns tipped the ball. When Towns tipped the ball, the clock should have started, and it never did. If the clock had started when Towns tipped the ball, it wouldn't have mattered if Castle caught it or not, because time would have run out. It was only 1.2 seconds left. And they clearly show him, you can see his fingers going back where the ball hit him, and you can see the trajectory of the ball change. But they never started the clock until the Castle caught the ball. So I was like, it was a whole lot of stuff going on there that should have never happened. So, and we're always going to focus in on the last 30 seconds, 1 minute of a game. There's a whole lot of stuff during the game that go. I mean, I could talk about the goaltendings, the bad fouls, the missed fouls, both sides. But I mean, clearly goaltendings, you gonna say there's not. So I don't know. We'll see. I want the Knicks to win. I don't want it to come back to New York. I want them to win. That's for me. So I'm not having a heart attack.
No, that's fair. I mean, because obviously you never want to take a chance of it getting back there, and you know, and they feel like they got momentum and they win, and then it goes down to a game 7, because you feel like it's a game 7. Obviously, anything can happen. But if it's San Antonio, you know, there might be some home cooking going on down there.
Right. Yep. So I don't know. I mean, I think the calling in the game, I thought it was horrible in game 3. I thought we got robbed of a lot of stuff. I thought Wemby got away with that's a flagrant foul. I don't know if you don't, and you're going to review it. So you didn't catch it in game, but you're going to review it later on. And I think my personal opinion why they didn't, because they knew he was going to pick up another one and wind up being suspended somewhere down the line. So I think that's why they did it. But it is what it is. I think the referees, and they've been horrible. So that's it is what it is. It is what it is. I you know, and I can say plays have gone our way, plays have gone their way. I just feel like more have gone the Spurs way. And Wemby, I feel like I have a different outlook on Wemby, because I think he gets away with a lot. And he knows it, so he'll push it. He pushes the envelope. Because, you know, they'll call people for taunting, they'll call people for talking trash. He can do whatever he wants to, and he gets away with it. and then he'll sit there, the big baby stuff. And he does a lot of flopping. I noticed that in the last game. I think the last game in San Antonio when he took
But he's always on the
jump shot
ground.
and then he's doing some
He's
SGA stuff. He's
just
just falling down, and ain't nobody near him.
man.
So
He took it to the whole look. SGA had one level. I think Wemby's taking it to another
does
level.
it take him a half hour to fall down to the floor? That's why. So when he falling, you like to play over. The game over. They in the locker room and you still trying to fall. So I don't know. But I do want. We have to play better in the first half of games and in this first quarter. And it's just like somebody asked Jalen Brunson last night, and he said, "Well, when y'all figure it out, let me know."
You're right.
Because we ain't figured it out. We haven't figured it out. So I can't say that I call him. So we'll see. We'll see. You got who you got? You got them. You don't have us winning. I mean, you don't have the Spurs winning, Tanisha.
The series is over with. The Knicks winning.
Okay.
Series is over with.
So
I think the next one. I just think it'll be in 6 games. I think it goes.
I mean,
back
the
to
Spurs might get one more game, but
I had the Knicks in 6, but I don't even want it to go to 6.
They lost it. If they would have won last night, I would have given the Spurs a chance to win it all.
Okay.
But as soon as
Fair
they
enough.
lost that game last night, I was like, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it would. I mean, for Knicks fan, I mean, they have to win out, and I just don't. And we've seen it happen.
Yeah, it's not impossible. That's the one thing we know. It's
I'm
not
not
impossible.
saying it ain't. I don't look at it. It ain't never because it's gonna happen once. Whatever ain't happened is gonna happen eventually. But
Well, it did happen. LeBron and Golden State. So yeah,
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I don't put nothing past anybody. They kept saying, "Oh, it's never happened." Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But I could talk forever about the games. I've been doing that since last night and this morning.
No, you should have seen. I'm telling you, they was ready to. When we went up here, they get the honking horns, and I mean, them people was ready to honk on. You should have seen them when they came out of them doggone sports bars last night. It was so much cursing and disgust, and I'm telling you, it was awful. It was an awful sight. I mean, it's hard to believe. It really is. How you blow a 29-point lead, that raggedy coach, and I mean, I just don't understand. I don't know what he's doing. It's just hard to stomach. It really is. But anyway, hats off to the Knicks for the best comeback in NBA history.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Tanisha, yeah, and I got your thing. Go ahead and read the comments. They'll explain to you what I was explaining to you. It wasn't, and he got rid of the ball, so it wasn't. But I know. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. Go to your closing thoughts. I'm gonna hit mine. I'll hit mine last. Darren, Tanisha, I don't know who want to go first.
Darren can go first.
Oh, just keep me in your prayers. All I ask for.
Yes, we would definitely do that. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
And let us know if you need anything. Tanisha.
Definitely. My closing thought is, coach of the Spurs, it is okay to call a timeout in the future. Feel free to call one out when your team is tired, when when the other team's on a 10-0 to 16-0 run. Feel free to grab them. You're not gonna collect them. You can't keep them. Just go ahead and call one.
Can't take them all.
Yeah, right. You can't take them with you. How about call a timeout? That's my closing thought.
Okay, I got you. I got kind of two. So we didn't talk about it here, but if y'all want to chime in on it, we can. Serena was back. She looked very good. I watched the entire match. Unfortunately, Victoria Mboko got injured, so that meant Serena had to drop out because that was a part that they had to pull from the HSBC tournament in London. But she will be back in Berlin, playing there. I think with Machova, another partner, and hopefully a speedy recovery for Mboko. I have not heard what exactly happened, but she slipped. Looked like the knee went a little bit out. Keeping in line with my be kind, be blessed. I mean, there's some stuff going on in New York. People getting beat up, throwing eggs at Wemby, all that other stuff, which is crazy. I don't see that as there's always, somebody in the crowd that's going to do something stupid. They may like the Knicks. They may be a Knicks fan. That's not the diehard true Knicks fan that's doing that, because they're not even following them to their hotel. Now, two things went wrong at that hotel. First of all, they shouldn't have been getting out like that, and you should have had barricades back. But if you got idiots out there and you can't spot who they are and you don't have security in that crowd, shame on you. But I would love to know who those idiots are. And whoever beat up those guys, that's horrible too. That's not, and I'm tired of people saying New Yorkers, because it ain't everybody. So I'm a New Yorker, that ain't me. I don't care. You can wear Spurs, you can wear whatever. You can wear Spurs with a cowboy hat and boots on jersey. I don't care. Good game, bad game, whatever it is. That doesn't matter to me. So the people that are out there, do the right thing. I mean, we could have a parade. This is historical stuff, 53 years. And you want that to be good. You want people to be able to take their kids out to remember it. I plan on going and taking my grandson, and you don't want to have to worry about those things from either side. So be better, do better, people. As humans, do better, because that's what it boils down to. We're all humans. I don't care what kind of jersey we have on. So that's my little rant. Other than that, it's always as we say, and we're always going to say, be kind, be blessed, and it's free. And until next time, everybody, peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.